Recently, I just finished a podcast, an amazing podcast of 1 hour 36 minutes without a break. I could not stop myself from watching this podcast, and if I combine all the ads and everything that was coming, it was almost 1 hour 45 minutes of episode that I have watched without a break. And I cannot tell you how thoroughly I enjoyed this whole podcast and every bit of it. Like, I am talking about a podcast of Sargun Mehta and Ravi Dubey with Ranveer Alahbadia. I have been watching Ravi Dubey and Sargun Mehta for years, and let me tell you guys, I have been the biggest fan of them as a couple. Like, they are giving major couple goals, realistic couple goals. The way they complement each other, the way they like fill the gap in between each other, and the way they are just so perfect with each other is something else. During the podcast, they talk about work, love, life, success, spirituality, Banaras, Mata Durga, like harmony, and the fights also. They had a talk about the business and the trips and everything, and that just turned out to be the most beautiful podcast I have ever listened to. And I'm a huge fan of watching podcasts, and watching this one specifically gave me this vibe of creating a video. So that's why I'm here to just speak about the way as a couple they are complementing each other. And if you are a married couple, then this podcast is a must watch podcast for you. I think there is something that you will take from this podcast as a couple and as a married person, so I bet you on that there is something for everybody, and if you listen to it carefully, you will understand each meaning of each and every word that they were saying. And I got really awestruck, like literally I got awestruck by the way Ravi Dubey loves Sargun Mehta and the way he respects her. Like, he literally gives her the position of goddess into his life. Like, he literally believes that Sargun has been a goddess in his life. She has some powerful spiritual power into her that brings the positive energy, that she has certain aura. So wherever she goes, she brings luck, she brings prosperity, she brings success. And oh my goodness, I cannot really cannot express the way that love and respect was showing on the face, and while they were talking about each other, while they were talking about their life and lessons that, and then the struggle they have been through. It was an amazing podcast to watch. So I would definitely recommend you all, even if you are not married, there is something that you can take it, from this podcast. And during the podcast, there was this question that Ranveer Allahbadia asked to both of them, like, what are the main things that is required in a relationship or in a marriage to work, like rate them. So the first thing that Ravi Dubey mentioned was respect. The first thing first comes is not love, but respect in any kind of relationship. If you respect your partner, there is the game. Okay, so these are the exact word that I listened from Ravi Dubey was: love is blind, but respect has a resolution of 20K, like HD resolution. It sees through everything. The way you look at your partner, the way you compliment her, the way you treat her, the way you respect her, like among the people, without the people, the way you respect her really matters. Yeah, so for a successful married life, it's very important to give respect to the other person. And similarly, the way Sargun Mehta was also complimenting Ravi Dubey was at another level. One of the other interviews that I was hearing of Sargun Mehta, where she mentioned, if she has, there was a question where a lady, I really don't remember remember the name of the lady who asked her the question, but she asked like, what is the difference between, Sargun mentioned that I and Ravi are like one personality. Then that lady asked, if you want to say one word for each of you as a separate individuality, what would you say? Then Sargun Mehta said, this word were like, this was very beautiful word to say about somebody, and she mentioned that Ravi is Rab, like Ravi is God for me, but I am not God. So similarly, the way Ravi Dubey is giving क्या बोल सकते हैं उसको, जो दर्जा दे रहे हैं गॉडेस का सरगुन मेहता को, सिमिलरली सरगुन मेहता भी रवि दुबे को वही ओहदा वही दर्जा दे रही है अपनी लाइफ में एक गॉड का। और वो हमेशा, ये बात भी मैंने उनके बहुत सारे इंटरव्यूज और पॉडकास्ट में उसके देखती रहती हूँ, बिकॉज आई अडोर देम, I literally adore them as a couple. And in one podcast also they mentioned that for both of them, if they both are together, they don't need somebody else, because Sargun Mehta says that I don't need anybody as my friend, because whatever girl I have, gala means whatever talk I want to have talk is with Ravi. I always have had a talk with about everything with Ravi only. Whenever something happens, I wish to speak to him. And sometimes I feel like मुझे खुद पे डाउट होता है जब मुझे पता है दैट ऑपोजिट पीपल जिनको मैं बात करूंगी वो मुझे जज करेंगे। मैं खुद को कभी डाउट कर लेती हूँ, तब भी मैं रवि के पास जाती हूँ तो रवि बोलता है इट्स ओके, ठीक है ना, तू सोच रही है ऐसा तो ठीक ही है। तो देन दैट लेवल ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट, दैट लेवल ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिटवीन बोथ ऑफ देम, एंड एट द सेम टाइम दे आर ऑल्सो मेंशनिंग दैट दे हैव हैड लाइक फाइट्स ऑन लिटल थिंग्स, like fighting on food, fighting on interiors, fighting on, you know, very basic things, very basic things in life, like a normal people. It's not something that they are different from somebody else. And that was thoroughly enjoyable. And during the whole podcast, what I loved about this podcast is what was not like a normal, like a basic couple podcast. No, it was not. It was more of a spirituality, more depth. The way it was being portrayed, the way it was, the questions were being asked by Ranveer was also commendable, and the way Ravi Dubey and Sargun Mehta just answered them was so amazing. They were speaking about Banaras, how going to Banaras, and you know, it's a very spiritual place, and when you go there you are a different person, but when you come back you definitely become a different person. You have a lot of thing in your head and you take something from Banaras, is what they mentioned, and they are craving for more spiritual places to go. And Ravi Dubey beautifully mentioned that if you are going to Banaras, or if you are going to any deity place, which means it's not you who is going, it's the spiritual power that is calling you and giving you opportunity, setting a high frequency for you to match the vibe and to understand the vibe of that place, and then only you are going there. Okay, and if you go there and if you feel something different, if you feel the power, you feel the energy, you feel the calmness, then definitely it means that it was worth going there. And he also mentioned that sometimes they just go to this kind of spiritual places, they just go there, so they both are together, and at the same time they are walking together, but they are not talking with each other for hours. They are just thinking in those energies, and there is something that in that air, you know, that they are taking it, they are feeling it, that they cannot express. So it was thoroughly enjoyable podcast, and I would definitely recommend all of you to watch it. Apart from this, the thing that they mention about like harmony is very important when you get married. So there was this talk that was going on, which mentions like the Shankar Bhagwan, Gauri Mata, Kartikeya Bhagwan, and Ganpati. So there was this picture of Ranveer Allahbadia Studios picture, and then very beautifully Ravi Dubey said that in a picture they all are together, and also in a picture there is a snake, there is a peacock, there is a mushak. They all, if we see in nature, they are each other's enemy, but when they come together with Shiva and Gauri Mata, Parvati Mata, and they all comes in harmony. Because Shankar Bhagwan and Parvati Mata, they themselves are in harmony, and because of that, everything around them revolves in harmony. It just sets the peace. They talk about the divorce also, where they mentioned that it is very sad that something did not work out for two people, but at the same time, if they feel like they are stuck in a certain situation, then it is also okay to let go of that person, instead of staying in that environment where you feel like you are not being valued, or the other person is not being valued, or whatsoever reason you are just if you feel like your life is being ruined or something, then it's also a positive decision to take for yourself and for the opposite person as well. So the kind of understanding of life, the kind of spirituality that they both hold, just made me like awestruck. I have seen there many interviews, to be very honest, but this one has become my favorite podcast of Ravi Dubey and Sargun Mehta, and it has become my favorite podcast of Ranveer Allahbadia as well. So I cannot explain more things about this podcast, but please go and watch this podcast, and I hope you liked it. And if you have liked the podcast and if you want me to do more, please like कर दीजिए वीडियो को और कमेंट कीजिए. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग, एंड अभी के लिए इतना ही. फिर मिलेंगे अगले वीडियो में. तभी के लिए बाय बाय.